There are so many things to stress about when it comes to international travel. And with my upcoming Europe trip, you know what I'm not stressing about? Finding Wi Fi or getting scammed on overpriced SIM cards. I'm using Saily, the eSIM app that keeps you connected in over 200 countries without the airport hassle or those ridiculous roaming fees. It's made by the folks behind NordVPN, so privacy and security covered. You install Saily once, pick a plan, and you're good to go. Whether you're hopping countries or just need solid data from the moment you land. And bonus, Saily has a built-in ad blocker that can save you up to 28% on mobile data. That's more scrolling and less wasting data. So if you're traveling soon, do this now. Download the Saily app in your app store and use the code DATEABLE at checkout for 15% off your first data plan. That's DATEABLE for 15% off. Stay connected, stay smart, get Saily. Did you know you can eat healthy without giving up flavor or fun? I didn't know that until I discovered Washington Red Raspberries. They're a clean, simple, and seriously delicious way to add more nutrition to your day. American grown by American farmers, picked at peak ripeness, and frozen within hours to lock in nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and vitamin C. Washington Red Raspberries have no added sugar, just fruit, as nature intended. I love eating a handful as a snack throughout my day, and if I'm feeling fancy, I'll swirl some into yogurt or top off a salad. They're such a great summer treat. I won't gatekeep this anymore. Frozen Washington Red Raspberries are one of the best kept secrets in the freezer aisle, and make sure to look for Product of the US on the bag. Want to discover new ways to use American frozen red raspberries and get more details on where you can grab a bag of these delicious berries? Go to redraz.org. That's redrazz.org. You'll find recipes, health tips, retail locations, and everything you need to make frozen Washington red raspberries a regular part of your routine. Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, friends. Hope you're hungry because it's time for brunch talk.
I feel like my stomach just rumbled. I don't know if you heard that.
I feel like mine just did too.
As you were saying that, I'm like, I am hungry.
Or we were responding to our question. Yes, we are hungry. We're hungry for food and we're hungry for your dating questions. What are you grappling with right now? We want to get you some answers. And the question, can someone really be too interested?
And for more details, I went on a date and it went really well. And I said I was interested in meeting again. And in response, I was told that I was too keen. It was only a week after our date and we were talking since, so I was confused.
Oh, okay. So this listener is wondering if they can be perceived as too interested. Gosh, it's like, don't people want someone to be interested? Isn't that the whole point of dating is like we're trying to find mutual interest? Can you be too interested? I don't think so. But if the other person doesn't feel the same way about you, they may see it as too interested. But that's not a problem on you. That's a problem on them.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think we can't be afraid to scare away the wrong people. And in this situation, it sounds like this person was not reciprocating, which is fine. I think it's interesting that they didn't just say that. They weren't just like, this isn't a match, but they were like, you are too interested. I don't know. I mean, only playing devil's advocate, the only thing I can think of is if like, you know how you can kind of read if you're matching someone's energy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sending someone like, 10 texts for every one text that they're sending. And again, I don't want to be so like, in the weeds with this, but I could see how maybe there are some situations where it could feel like you're really invested after not knowing this person very long.
Sure. But at the same time, the other person can just say, I feel like we are not matching each other's energy.
Totally.
Or maybe our interest levels aren't the same. I think for them to say you're a little too keen is very judgy. My goodness.
Yeah.
Right? This is what's wrong with modern dating is that we complain that people ghost and people don't respond and people don't show their interest and we play relationship chicken. Yet when someone does show interest, all of a sudden they're too keen. Like, what do you want? Seriously, what do you want? Isn't this what we're all looking for in dating?
I mean, I definitely don't want this person that wrote in to think that they need to hold back in future iterations. I don't want that to come off. I think when I was saying it, it was more just being like aware of, getting ahead of yourself, because I think that is something that could be a challenge. And again, we're not there for all the interactions that are happening, but maybe just looking back, to see if there's a pattern and see what was said. Like, is there something that maybe felt like it was rushing things? And again, not saying that like you're doing things wrong per se on the dates, but like little tweaks could help keep the expectations in check for you mostly, not to appeal to someone else.
And what is a good opportunity right here is to ask this person, what do you mean? What is it about my action of asking to see
Yeah.
you again seems too keen? I actually really just want to understand, because what you're referring to, Julie, is like this discrepancy in what we think is the right timing or the right progression.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different idea. So maybe it's just about getting on the same page of what that is. But we can't speak for this person. So we can't say, well, your actions were rushed or you did something that was like too much. Go seek understanding first and foremost.
I just don't know if the understanding, though, is from this person. Like, I'm not sure if this person is going to give them anything, because they're clearly on a different page, which is fine. They might not even be looking for a relationship. Like, who knows what they're looking for? It's really hard to tell. Like, you just being too interested could have been like, this isn't actually the right person because I'm looking for something more casual. So again, I don't want this to be like a deterrence for the listener that wrote in. I would just look at like my own patterns and like see if this is something that's come up outside of this person, that I get ahead of myself in situations. If I don't, then it could truly be that you two just aren't compatible.
Judging by this question, you two are definitely not compatible.
Well, that's a given.
A given.
Yeah.
Isn't it wild to think if you really like someone, they can get away with anything? I mean, you'll think anything they do is charming and cute and wonderful. But if you don't have interest in someone, everything they do seems too much of something. I remember going on like 2 or 3 dates with this guy and just not really being interested, but still like, oh, let's see where this goes. And I remember him on the third date. I think it was on the third date. He asked for the fourth date. And my reaction was, whoa, slow down.
Oh my God.
Let me think about this. Slow down.
If you liked him, you would have been like, hell yeah.
But I remember being on the exact same date, third date, with someone I really liked. And he didn't mention about hanging out again. And I was so bummed, thinking, oh gosh, like he's not interested. It's just the same scenario, but a different lens based on how you feel about this person.
I know there's so much of what you just said too. It's like there's the side of, yeah, it just depends. The same person can literally do the same thing to two different people and be interpreted. Like you could have sent the same text messages or initiated conversations and plans with someone else that was so excited to do it.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, I think there's also this like conditioning that a lot of us need to unlearn, that like when you were saying the whole bit about how the guy that didn't ask was actually like, oh, why isn't he asking? I'm interested now. There is this, I think for people, I admit I was definitely this way too. Like, I think until I realized like that actually isn't what builds a relationship. That's what keeps you in a dating game. Maybe this person just isn't there yet. And like what they think is attraction is games.
Very much so. Very much so. And maybe this person has never experienced interest in this way. So
yeah,
it's just catching them off guard. Everybody reacts based on their own experience. So who knows what this person has experienced before. But I would want to take this, if this happened to me, I want to take it and ask, how is this sitting in me, in my body?
Yeah.
How is it making me feel? Does it make me want to shut down? Does it make me want to be more cautious next time? Or does it make me go, awesome, now I have my answer, on to the next? So that would be a really good test. Just sit with it, keep thinking about it, and see where it is in your body and how you are really feeling about it.
I love that. I want to go into this a lot more about just like what this is bringing up for you. But before we do, let's take a minute to hear from our sponsors.
As summer winds down, I'm all about refreshing my wardrobe with staple pieces for the season ahead. And Quince nails it with luxe essentials that feel effortless and look polished, perfect for layering and mixing. Their styles are so versatile, I find myself reaching for them time and time again. Think chic cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tops, which I have many of, and classic denim pants. And the best part, everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands, and they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. My current most favorite piece from Quince right now is a button-down linen shirt. I have the matching pants to go with it. Such a great transitional piece, perfect for summer nights right now, and then well into the fall. Elevate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/dateable for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DATEABLE.
You know what doesn't belong in your epic summer plans? Getting burned by your old wireless bill. With Mint Mobile, you can get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. And for a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number over with all your existing contacts or get an entirely new number. This is what I would totally do if I was dating on the apps right now. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer in your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/dateable. That's mintmobile.com/dateable. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. I mean, I think the other piece of this too is like your reaction is so telling. I really would hate for this one person's opinion to derail this person from finding love. So I think what you were saying about assessing what is it bringing up for you, we always say that dating, there's always something deeper going on. There's some like unmet wound. So if you're hearing this, like, is this something that other people have told you before? I'm like thinking about the Bravo TV show Summer House.
You love that show.
My favorite, and I'm bringing it back. But there was this one girl that just talked a lot, like a lot. She never shut up. And one girl called her out on it. She basically was like, look, like you need to just simmer down. Like you're a lot. And it really triggered her because like she was told this for so long that she was too much. And like through childhood, like all this. So it's like this one action of someone telling her, like the girl that said it actually was doing it as a favor, like that she felt like she didn't want people talking about her in the house. So she's like, let me just talk to her directly in a nice way. But it really triggered all that was happening beneath. So, I mean, I guess like looking at this scenario, that's why I think I was saying too, like looking at patterns, because I don't want to say like there's no room for self-development. Like I think maybe this person did need to hear this, that like they weren't giving room for other people to speak at all in conversations. And that probably was holding them back in dating. Can you imagine going to a date where the person just like completely ambushed the entire conversation?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes you do need to hear the feedback. So I don't want to like discount it completely, but is it like one person's opinion? Are there other things that you can look at that are getting in your way that affect like your greater good? Like, I don't want to give the power to this person, but it also could be a cue to dial into a little more.
I do think this is $1 million question. I grapple with this quite a bit because back to our episode with Ken Page about core gifts, his theory was that whatever you're told that you're too much of is actually a core gift of yours. If you've been told that you're too sensitive, well, then you tapping into your emotions is your core gift and you should lean into it. What do you think is the balance of tapping into what is authentically who you are, your core gift, and then finding room for growth so that you can expand yourself as well?
I think the balance that I would look at is this a core part of me that I don't
Mm.
want to sacrifice versus just a habit that's happened because of the conditions I've been in?
Mm.
So here's an example, and I can relate this back to this listener's example too. Like, for instance, one of the things that I feel like I always do in my relationship is I sometimes don't account for my partner. Like, I'll grab one fork sometimes. It's like little things, or like I will forget to tell him that we're done recording. And that stuff isn't really actually bettering me as a partner. And I could be like, well, I got to do what I got to do. Like, I'm not going to change.
Yeah.
And like, I could look at it that way, or I could be like, is this actually serving me? And I think for this listener too, I think sometimes when we act really interested, it could be coming from a genuine place. And in that case, I would say don't hold back, don't change the love you need to give. Or I think a lot of times it comes from anxiety.
I like that distinction. Is it a core value of yours, or is it just a reaction that you've been conditioned to do? So in this exact example with this listener, I guess you could say, what do I value in dating? I value, like for me, I value communication. I value someone who's responsive. I value someone who can reciprocate my actions and initiate when I initiate as well. So if those were my values, I would look at this situation and say, okay, well, it just shows that this person's not
100%
aligned with my values. You could also look at this and say, okay, I value someone who gives me feedback. I value open, honest communication, and I really enjoy that. So maybe now I can lean more into this and try to understand this a little bit more from the other person's perspective. There are different ways of absolutely looking at this based on what you value and not budging on those values.
100%. And I think we don't know the conversations that went out in that week. I'm just thinking back to, I remember I was talking to this person on a dating app, and we were figuring out a time to meet up and make plans. We had exchanged numbers, never met though. The next day, I got like 10 text messages from this person when I was like in a meeting at work. And it kept like progressing. Like, are you just not interested? Like, this is why you're single, because you're not like returning my interest. And I'm like, dude, I was in a meeting for an hour. Like, I'm not at my phone, like at your beck and call. I'm someone that loves getting text messages from people, right?
You do, yes.
But this was so overwhelming. And again, I'm not saying the listener is doing this. I'm just saying we don't know what is happening in this communication. So I would really just look at what went down. If you did what you feel is like a quote unquote normal sense of communication and this person just isn't interested, then I don't think you did anything wrong. But like, is there an area that could be looked at further?
Such a great way to be discerning in how you take and act on this experience. And every experience in dating is a learning opportunity. So we hope that we gave you a few different perspectives to look at this, and you decide what you want to do with it from now on.
But yes, I don't think anyone can be too keen in the sense that if the person's not into you, then you're going to move on and find the right person that will be.
I love people who are keen. I love people who say keen. How about that? It's a value of mine. Someone who uses keen in their regular vocabulary.
Just keep doing it.
Great word. Great word. Great word. Thank you for this question. For all of our listeners, you can send in your questions by emailing us hello@dateablepodcast.com. You can DM us on Instagram @dateablepodcast. Or best case scenario, which is what this listener did, is you leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, and in the body of the review, ask the question there. And even one up that is if you tell us you pre-ordered our book, How to Be Dateable, coming out in January 2025, then we'll bump you to the top of the funnel. You'll get your question answered very immediately.
Okay. Well, thanks for sending them in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.